All right. So we're just going to fill this in of the things when we're describing a distribution that we're looking for. So when we're talking about shape, this is more of a review, but unimodal, bimodal, okay, or sometimes we call it multimodal. I don't know why I always struggle to say that word. Symmetric or uniform. And then it can either be 2 o'clock skewed left or right. The center, we use mean if it is unimodal or symmetric. We use median if it's multimodal and skewed. Technically that can be an or. For spread, we use standard deviation. I'm just going to abbreviate that to SD. If it is unimodal and symmetric, IQR, so remember that's interquartile range if it's multimodal and skewed. Other unusual features, so this is the part that we introduced in chapter 4, but then we just learned more yesterday in chapter 5. Gaps is what we saw when we were doing histograms. Okay, we only really need to comment about them if it's there. With outliers, that's our new thing. Mention them. Consider removing the number and recalculating because we want it to be a more accurate representation.
What's the word after consider in that bottom box? Consider.
Removing.
I was on the first box, but I already completed all the other ones. I just skipped that one because.
I was like, what?
I was like, wait, Jason, come on, man.
Why'd you skip?
I was like, skip one day and get slow.
I skipped it because I thought you said multimodal in there, but now I don't see it.
I said bimodal. Sometimes we call it multimodal.
Oh.
I did say multimodal in the next box.
Yes.
So do we call it multimodal sometimes because you might have more than just two?
Yeah, it could be more than two. So they get used interchangeably. It doesn't matter which one you use. I mean, if it's got 3 humps, don't say bi, but.
I'll say hello.
Ha ha ha. Alright, can I go now?
Yeah.
All right, so this side-by-side box plot, not a cat plot, shows cumulative college GPAs for sophomores, juniors, and seniors taking an Intro to Stats course in the autumn of 2003. Which class has the lowest cumulative college GPA, and what is the approximate value of that GPA?
Juniors.
What is it?
1.6.
Juniors, approximately 1.6 cumulative GPA.
I don't like the word approximately.
That's
Well, it doesn't like you either.
I just abbreviated
Just
APR.
because- I just don't like it because whenever I hear it, it sounds like it should be like the most specific.
What you're saying,
And
like,
not,
approximately
like,
is vague.
I'm confused what
It's
you're
too
saying.
I don't understand.
I don't understand you.
Like-
Don't worry.
Which class has the highest median GPA and what is it?
The highest. Oh, the highest median.
Sophomores.
How do you read those? Would it be sophomore because like the box is like higher?
Well, so the middle is always going to be the median.
Yeah. So yes.
So sophomores are the highest.
And what is
so,
it?
3.25.
3
I agree with Nathan.
Sophomores at approximately 3.25 cumulative GPA. And then which class has the largest range for GPA and what is that GPA?
Juniors.
What is the range?
Oh.
1.6 to 4.0.
Yes. So the range is what? Like, what is the distance between those two?
3.4.
2.4.
2.4.
2.4 cumulative GPA. So
It
confident.
wasn't that funny, Nathan.
He's
It
like,
really was.
3.4!
I'm not trying to laugh.
Just kidding!
It was funny.
Does WM stand?
At least I know it's a box and
Oh,
whisker
okay.
button, not a
That's
cat
it.
and
I
whisker
can't be
button.
the laughing stock
That's-
every
that's
time in
CU.
class.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
not a
CU.
WM.
Yeah, it looks like a
It's
double
cumulative,
U.
not boom. You thought it said WM.
Yeah, I wrote
Instead of
WM on my paper.
cumulative.
Knowing what that meant.
Alright, this question continues on the next page.
Oh, yay!
Are we all
Yeah.
good on this
Is he
page?
gonna ask
Yes.
about the seniors? Seniors have been left out.
Yeah, I feel left out.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm gonna.
You're not in college.
Wait, pause.
I don't.
I'm gonna leave this up for a quick second while we discuss the next question and then I'll go write it in. Which class has the most symmetric set of GPAs and then which one is the most skewed?
The most symmetric?
Seniors.
Wait.
Seniors are the most.
How do you determine that?
Okay. So it's pretty much the exact same thing you do with a histogram. If it's like that, this box is your middle 50% of the data. And so if you have a pretty equal amount of whisker on each side, it's symmetric. If it's
I get
really far on one side or the other, it's right or left skewed, depending.
Juniors have the most symmetric,
Now it's seniors,
I
Josh.
would say. No, it is seniors.
I would
Told
say,
you.
well, we can count the increments and see like
I already did
the
that.
increments in each whisker.
Oh, okay, good for you, Josh.
Okay, it is seniors.
Told you.
Okay, the seniors are the most symmetric. What about the most skewed and in which direction?
Was
Sophomores
Right,
with
left.
Why?
sophomore is skewed.
Because like the
Why
the
left?
things, like the lower thingies are skewy.
Yes.
the skewed.
The lower values, okay, are going to be your left values, okay, in the way this is written, and then your upper ones are going to be your right
So
values.
it's going left to right.
So it's like you could do it this way. You could take it.
That's smart.
You
What?
can,
Did you not think about that?
Wow, Paige.
so you can flip it sideways and see then left to right in increasing amounts. Okay, this is more on the left, so it's a left skew for sophomores.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, don't go away.
Okay.
Stop that.
See, the seniors weren't left out.
Nope.
Where's
The seniors are symmetric.
Symmetric. Didn't know y'all were college seniors.
I would not.
That's what this
pass
problem was for.
Any of those classes.
Oh.
And it was skewed left, and they are the sophomores.
Yeah, I totally understood this was college.
All right, Nathan, you need to get things together. Oh man.
It's a good thing you're not in college.
What?
Oh.
Did you
not-
say?
What?
I
That
mean, in
was
college you probably have to
so
notice those kind of
funny.
things.
The lightest response ever.
Because I had to finish writing it down.
We were either Is sophomores really spelled like that?
Yes.
Sophomore.
Do you
How
know what it
think
means?
was? Wait.
Sophomore.
Wait,
Wait,
graders?
I've been spelling sophomore wrong? There's an O after the H?
Yeah.
Sophomores?
Where did they get the
Wait.
word sophomore?
What does it mean?
How does that imply 10?
Anybody want to guess what sophomore means?
10 in Latin.
Sophomore means like
Because more means another, and soft.
freshman
Oh.
is like the fresh.
Yeah,
bunch.
sophomore definitely has an O
Freshmen.
after the H.
The
Sophomore
freshy
and
boy.
Okay,
soft
this-
means
freshman.
like
that,
another
that,
year.
that makes sense because they're like fresh. Like
They're like-
Ew,
Yeah,
I don't like that. I don't like
All right,
that.
all right. It actually means wise fool.
Why is full?
Really?
I guess that might be accurate.
Yes.
So how does that correlate to 10?
What does senior mean?
Old.
I don't know. The only reason I know what that was is because my Bible teacher told us it all the time. He would be like, "You're really being a sophomore today."
A wise fool.
Because why is full?
Wise fool.
Yeah,
And
you're being a
wise.
wise fool.
Not why is full.
I thought it was why is.
What is,
FULL.
what is wrong with you today?
I'm hearing things.
Are you okay? You're hesitating. You're scaring me.
Don't work for the government, guys.
I feel like you got brainwashed.
I know.
Wise fool. Okay.
FOOL.
It was not that hard to say.
Well, I literally thought it was why is full. I
No.
thought it was why.
And X is empty.
Yeah. You know, like, yeah, I was like,
Okay. A survey conducted in the same college intro stats course, it's still college, asked students about the number of credit hours they were taking that quarter. Interesting. The number of credit hours for a random sample of 16 students produced the histogram below. Disregard that little whatever is happening there. That means absolutely nothing. Curl.
Yeah, that's my
I think
favorite.
it's the letter C.
I think it's just a mistake.
I think
It's called I copied it and put it in there. All right, which statistics would you use to identify the center and spread of this distribution and why?
I would use
Like a bar.
Oh.
I'm thinking like median
oh,
and
which
IQR
never mind. Just-
Why?
because it's like
Oh.
bimodal. Maybe just a
I
little
didn't-
skewed,
That makes sense.
Which way?
like left.
Yep. So median and IQR. Because it is, you can either say multimodal or bimodal. This one would be bimodal technically, but you can say whatever you want. Bimodal and slightly skewed left. I guess there's some information that didn't get given to you on here either, so I shall give it to you now. The count is, well, we know there were 16 students, so that's where the count is coming from. The mean number of hours, this would have all been given to you. 16.3. Median is 16. Standard deviation, 3.7. Min is 10. Max is 22. Q1 is 14.5. Q2, or sorry, Q3, not Q2, is 20. Alright, so all that would have been given to you. Really failed in the putting everything on the paper today.
We're still ambitious.
It's okay. It's Friday. We'll let it slide.
Okay, Mr. Y is full.
We're letting it
No
slide
comment.
because it's Friday. We'll
True
pull this
that.
on Monday.
Alright, I need to find the IQR. So my IQR is Q3 minus Q1.
Right.
or 20 minus 14.5, which is 5.5. Okay, not that we need it for this question particularly, but the next part we'll use it. So, down here I'm going to create a box plot for these data. So 0 to 25, increments of 5. And this is number of credit hours.
How much is 25 credit hours? Is that like a lot?
Yeah, full-time is 12 to 18. Most colleges won't let you take more than 18.
Geez, someone took 25?
Well, the max was 22.
Oh, okay. That's still crazy.
Yeah, you usually have to get special permission to do that. I almost had to get special permission to do 19.
Oh, yeah, 19 credit hours?
Almost, yeah.
Did
I
you have
almost
to?
did it, but then it ended up working out for me to do it like a different time, so I didn't have to. You have to have like a certain GPA and everything to be allowed to even do it at most colleges. Then you have to weigh the option of some colleges you pay per credit hour, some you pay full time, which is 12 to 18. I was paying full time, so I was taking 17 or 18 every semester.
That's a lot.
It was a lot.
How many classes is
You should double to triple that for how much time you're going to spend outside of class working on the class.
How many?
Did you work a job during college, or were you just full-time student?
I did when I was at Thomas Nelson, but not at Liberty. What?
How many classes is that?
Usually they're 3 credit hours. Some labs are 4, so like it'll be like biology with a lab.
Yeah,
So when
'cause
I
a
had
lab's
that, it
like
was
1
4,
credit.
and then like physics with a lab was 4.
Okay.
So that's what was gonna put me over the one semester, but I worked something else out to do it a different way so that I didn't have to do that technically. All right, so to draw this on here, I'm gonna put my min on here is at 10, so that's the end of one whisker. Yeah, max is at 22. There's my other whisker. Then Q1, median, and Q3 are all getting put on there, and that's what makes that center box that is our IQR. So Q1 is at 14.5. Median is at 16. And Q3 is at 20. So, something like that. And now you drew box and whisker plot. Or a cat and box plot.
Looks more like a pogo stick to me.
I think it looks like a shot.
Yeah, I see
Like
the
a what?
syringe or shot. but-
Yeah. All right, and then to finish up here, write a few sentences describing this distribution. So I would say something like the distribution of credit hours is skewed left. And bimodal. Okay, so we could also see that from looking up here, okay? When we're talking about it being skewed, I don't care about what's happening in the box. I care what's happening outside. I care about my whiskers, okay? Because if you just looked at what was on the inside, you might say it was skewed right, but it's not, okay? The stuff inside is our, like, main region we're dealing with, so it's the stuff outside of it that is making it skewed or not. Whoa. Thought the projector just went out and freaked out for a second. Center, we have a median of 16 credit hours. Okay, remember if it had not been skewed or bimodal, we would have used mean for the center instead. Yeah, so if it hadn't been skewed, or if it hadn't been like bimodal, so if it had been like the uniform symmetric or unimodal and symmetric, we would have used mean when talking about the center instead. And then the spread, we're using IQR for this, which is what we already found the value to be up there of 5.5 credit hours. So on Monday, we'll pick this up. We get out like super, super early on Tuesday, like out of this class early.
Why?
What time's our game on?
Because
Oh.
y'all have games and so do we. And the first game's at 4.
This coming Tuesday?
Middle
You're waiting
middle
for a
school
game?
middle school play?
So,
That's crazy.
I don't
we'll
know.
pick up and do this, but to get you excited, one of the problems next week is about Moose Burger and McTofu.
Wow.
Moose Burger?
It's a restaurant.
That sounds so exciting, Nate.